The John Birch Society, the Minutemen, and other extreme right-wing groups held a forum on immigration in Lake County, Illinois.
I am going to be very generous with this percentage. 4% of the American population is gay. The homosexual agenda has turned this country upside down. They have all the laws in their favor. They did that with 4% of the population. We have a lot more than 4% of the population. Can we take this state and country back? Yes! Thank you. Thank you very much.
The highlight of the day was a screening of a movie about the Mexican-U.S. border made by this man, Chris Burgard. I interviewed him after the film, but he and his followers were so upset with the interview that they called the police, said I didn't have permission to tape, and tried to have my videotape confiscated. Of course, the police said I was free to take my tape and go. Here is the interview.
All right, so my first question is, do I have your permission to use this interview?
Sure.
Okay, who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Chris Burgard, and I directed Border.
Now, you say you directed the movie. Is this your first movie?
No.
You've done other films?
Yes, sir.
Anything we would have heard of?
Probably not.
Okay. How'd you happen to make this film?
I used to watch a lot of news, and my wife told me to get off the couch and go see for myself what was going on, so I took my big blue bus and my dog Scout and went out to the border.
Now, how would you describe the film for people who haven't seen it?
A man and his dog on a quest to see what's going on at the border.
And what was it you saw?
Saw Americans living in a war zone. Saw Mexicans being tortured and killed in the desert. Saw ranchers fighting to hang on to their ranches. And just saw things I never thought I'd see in America.
What do you think accounts for it?
I don't know, man. The movie is what we saw. It's fact. I struggle to stay away from opinions.
Do you think there's a message here for people?
Democracy is a participation-based government. Guys got to be educated, and you don't just need to vote for people you send to Washington. You need to watch them and make sure they're doing their jobs.
The film talks with people who are in a Minutemen organization. Is that correct?
The Minutemen Civil Defense Corps. Yeah, we followed those guys for a while.
Are you part of that organization?
Am I part of that organization? Well, I'm not an active member, but after doing this movie, not before, I think I always will be in my heart.
And what is it about their mission that appeals to you?
They care about their fellow people.
How would you compare yourself to Michael Moore, another documentarian?
He's bigger.
You think you're pretty much trying to do the same thing?
No.
What would the difference be?
I didn't have an agenda when I started out making this movie.
Do you have an agenda now?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I would like the American people to have an engaged, informed discussion on what's going on in the country and come from a place of knowledge.
The movie talks about threats to this country from people coming over primarily from Mexico. Do you believe that that is a threat to this country?
I think the movie talks about threats from people coming over from terrorist-sponsored nations, and it talks about Arab stuff that's found in different places along the border. I think that's a threat.
So you say terrorists are coming over from...
No, I just said people from terrorist nations. I've met ranchers that have found notebooks in Arabic, that have found clothes with Arabic stuff on it, dinars from Sudan, that have had Arabic people coming across the border from Mexico. I think that's something we should be concerned about after 9/11.
So you're more concerned about people coming from Arab countries than you are
You keep putting words in my mouth.
I don't mean to.
Ask me questions.
I'm trying to understand.
Look, let me explain to you what the movie is, and then we can end this interview. The movie shows you what's going on the border. People are getting hurt on both sides of the border. The Mexicans coming through are getting hurt. The American ranchers are getting hurt. It's a bad situation, and it doesn't take a rocket science to know something's wrong in Denmark. That's what the movie does. What people, once they see what's going on the border, what they get up and do, what they talk and discuss, that's all up to them. I just showed you guys what we saw.
Let me ask you if I can, because
I think this is the end of the interview.